Identify what matters most to you. Another compelling way to strengthen and maintain your motivation to quit porn is to be honest with yourself about how using porn prevents you from living up to your core values and beliefs and meeting your life goals. We know from work that former porn users are well on their way out of the porn trap when they start saying things like, "Porn is absolutely incompatible with what I really want in life. It's come down to a choice, and I choose to quit porn, and it's impossible for me to be the kind of person I want to be and still be using porn." In order to recognize the inherent incompatibility of porn with things that are important in your life, first take the time to identify what you really want out of life, what principles you believe in, what kind of contribution you want to make to your family and your community, and how you want others to think of you. One might think that everyone knows what matters most to them, but many regular porn users have been so preoccupied in the imaginary world of porn that they haven't taken the time to get clear and stay focused on their important life goals and values. Those who got involved with porn at an early age may not have ever decided who they'd like to be and what they'd like to accomplish. Establishing and maintaining a connection with our own values is important for all of us. But, as a current or former porn user, clarifying your values can be an especially beneficial process for you. It not only can help illuminate the inconsistencies of who you are when you've been using porn and who you actually want to be, it can also highlight your own inner conflicts about your behavior. Additionally, connecting with your values can provide you a foundation for strengthening your commitment to your goal of quitting porn by giving you something positive and personally meaningful to move toward in your recovery. There are many ways you can become more aware of and connected to the things that matter most to you in life. You can take time every day to think about your values and goals, read books on values, ethics, and goal setting, and discuss what's important to you in your life with a family member, counselor, or good friend. You can also become more consciously aware of what is important to you by doing the following writing exercise: what really matters to me? The following questions can help you identify your values, beliefs, and goals. In answering these questions in writing, you can become more consciously aware of what's important to you. Make sure to give yourself plenty of time to really contemplate and explore your principles and ideas. Be as concise or elaborate with your answers as you like. 1. What are the top 6 things that matter most to me in my life? 2. What personal goals do I want to achieve? 3. What are the morals and values I believe in? 4. What are my religious or spiritual beliefs? 5. Who is most important to me in my life and how do I want to treat him or her? 6. What personal traits do I want to convey to others? 7. How would I like to contribute to the lives of people I care about? 8. How would I like to contribute to my community and society? 9. In what ways does porn use conflict with my values, beliefs, and life goals? Many former porn users tell us that regularly thinking about what really matters to them helps sustain their desire to quit porn. Sean found a huge discrepancy between his role as a church youth group leader and his compulsive porn habit. He said, "I recognized the contradiction between what I said I believe and what porn was putting into my head. Even though I wasn't physically committing adultery or breaking any of the big sins, I was doing it in my mind. I realized my spiritual beliefs and my porn use cannot coexist peacefully in my life. I can't lead a youth group where I have a meaningful spiritual experience, drive to the store, and pick up a penthouse, and go home and masturbate to it. It isn't congruent." Corey identified his desire to be in a good long-term relationship. He explains, "It finally dawned on me that using porn would only further isolate me and keep me from being emotionally available to anyone. Porn gives a sexual charge and gratification, but it can't give the acceptance and love I want. It actually makes it more difficult for me to have a healthy sexual relationship. Porn increases sexual tension and makes me crave sex, like it's a drug. I'd like to experience what it's like for sex to be natural and comfortable, for it to be about loving and caring for a real person." When Max started becoming more aware of his values, he was shocked at the discrepancy between his porn use and his desire to respect the women in his life. "In college, I met a number of female students and co-workers. We got together regularly, to work on projects and just talk. Our relationships weren't about sex. I got to know these women as equals, as friends. Then, when I'd watch porn, I started noticing how porn consistently disrespects women and puts them down. I couldn't be with my women friends and then go home and masturbate to scenes of females being treated as complete and utter sexual objects. As you become more aware of your personal values and goals, you can also see more clearly how porn use conflicts with the type of person you want to be in the world. Nick quit porn after he realized how his dishonesty was harming his view of himself. "I was sick of lying to myself and other people," he said. "My whole life felt like one big lie. As long as I kept using porn, I couldn't have integrity. It's essential that my private actions be in line with what I say and with my heartfelt beliefs." As Sean's, Corey's, Max's, and Nick's comments reveal, understanding how porn doesn't fit with your core values can provide you with a compelling reason to make a change and stick with it. In the following exercise, I Want to Be Someone, you will find a list of personal traits former porn users have shared with us that they found were incompatible with using porn. Staying conscious of this incompatibility has helped them to succeed in their recovery. Go through this list of traits to identify the ones that are important to you. Then, take some time to consider how porn interferes with the traits you checked, and your ability to actualize your personal goals and values. I want to be someone who is honest and trustworthy, who keeps my word and follows through with my commitments, who values others through both my words and my actions, who loves with my heart as well as my sexual desire, who has a high degree of integrity, who spends time in productive and meaningful activities, who is a positive role model in the community, who has self-confidence and self-respect, who is in control of his impulses, who is ethical and respects the law, who feels proud of himself, who demonstrates respect for women and children, who can be looked up to and respected by others, who doesn't emotionally or physically hurt his intimate partner, who lives according to religious and spiritual values, who protects family members from hurt and harm, who is free of addictions and compulsions, who isn't supporting the porn industry, who is physically and emotionally healthy, who connects love with sexual expression. Take the list above and make a clear statement that reflects the absolute incompatibility of each trait you checked off with your use of porn. For example, you might say, "I can't use porn and be someone who is honest and trustworthy." It can also be helpful to say out loud why you can't. "I can't use porn and be someone who is honest and trustworthy, because using porn requires me to be secretive and lie about what I'm doing. I can't expect someone to trust me if I'm lying." And, if you identified that you want to be someone who feels proud of himself, you might tell yourself, "I can't use porn and be someone who feels proud of himself, because whenever I use porn I end up feeling ashamed and guilty." Write down your explanation of incompatibility for each desirable trait you identified. Read your responses out loud every day. The process of getting clear on your values and goals, and then shining a light on how porn use is incompatible with those values and goals, is an invaluable tool for strengthening your motivation to quit using porn.